And welcome to this episode of Heat-Seeking Pedals with the Heatseeker by Crazy Tube Circuits. My name is Gabor.
Hey, welcome along. I'm Alex. We're going to check out an overdrive pedal today.
Yeah.
It's a pretty cool one. Please hit like and subscribe on the channel. First up, ding the bell, give us a thumbs up, and leave us a comment.
Please do.
Awesome. Appreciated. Thank you very much.
Please do. And I just want to mention that this was sent to us by Christos and the gang at Crazy Tube Circuits all the way in Greece. So this is what you would call a sponsored video. And thank you so much for including us in this launch. Crazy Tube Circuits. Had to think about that for a second. So Alex. Hi.
Hello.
So the Heatseeker.
Yeah.
This pedal here. So I think the idea behind it originally was Angus Young, AC/DC, Wall of Marshalls, with that Vega thingamajig wireless system that does thingamajiggy stuff. And this is basically that in one, but then they kind of decided to add other Marshall kind of flavor sounds to it as well. So it's sort of a Marshall thing, but with Angus Young in mind.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Should we check out some features of the Heatseeker?
Sure. So we've got two completely separate channels. We've got the left channel, which is the amplifier section.
That's, the overdrive. Should we treat it as an amp or a drive pedal?
I mean, we're going into an amp, so it's treated as a drive pedal.
Yeah, sure.
Later on in the video, we're going to go and use it into like an IR loader type thing. So use it as basically an amp into an IR loader. So that's later on. Timestamps for that below. But for now, it's an overdrive flavored like a different
Angus flavour.
Angus flavored. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Good beef. So we've got three controls up the top. We've got the master volume, which is basically the master volume. We've got a presence control, and we've got a volume control, which is basically the gain, right? So we've got gain, presence, and main volume. And then we've got bass, mids, and treble down the bottom. We've got the two switches here. The one on the right is a three-way switch, which goes from a JTM 45 style in the top, which is, I guess, the lowest gain amp, to slightly more gain in the middle with a super lead. And then MV down the bottom is master volume, which is, I think, a 2203 Marshall style amp. So it's one where you already had master volume as opposed to no master volume amps. And on the left, you have this little switch called WoS, which is wall of sound. And what that does is it kind of increases bottom end. It makes the sound sort of bigger. I think the idea is it's as if you're standing in front of a wall of Marshalls that sort of push a lot of air at you.
Yeah, it's weights type thing, isn't it?
Adds gazungas, as they're called. Gazungas.
Both of them. Yeah.
Both of them. So we're going to start with it off. And on the right, you have, it's kind of like a boost. So the story goes, there is a Schaffer Vega system, I think it was, which was one of the very first wireless systems, and bands like AC/DC, I think even Kiss and Peter Frampton and people like that used these systems, but they actually also added quite a distinctive sound to it, and this kind of does that. So it's got I think up to 15 dB boost, and then you've got this enhance control, which you didn't have that control on the actual wireless system, but it kind of did a thing to the harmonics of the guitar, sort of harmonic content of the guitar. And there wasn't a control for that. It just did that. The wireless pack, they added a control to it. And I think it said about 10 o'clock is sort of a good starting point, and it's maybe where, on the actual wireless pack, where it originally was. And they're two completely separate, so you can stack them or you can use them completely separate. You also have an effects loop. So you can insert a pedal in between the boost and the amp section. Or if you're using a loop switcher, for example, you can use that as an in and out for the boost side, and that as an in and out for the overdrive amp side. So you can use them as two completely separate pedals if you're using a loop switcher, for example. And the last thing is also these are nice soft switches. But you can, by pushing down the buttons and powering it up, you can change it so as you power it up, it's always on or off. So again, if you use it if you use a loop switcher and you have it on the bottom of a tray or in a drawer or something like that, you can set it so every time you power it on, it powers on like that with both engaged, or you can, or even maybe one or the other as well. Anyway, you can change whether it powers on with it turned on or with it turned off.
It's a pretty neat little feature, that one.
Yeah,
I like
yeah.
that.
So should we now, after all that talking, get into some sounds?
The setup today, we're going through a Mostronics amp switcher, Chroton OTS Mini 20 head, which is just set real clean like, and a 2-notes torpedo cap to X for cab IRs and some bit of verb.
Yeah.
And I've got a Ultra Strat. Ultra 2.
You can watch a video on that up here.
And it's what it sounds like in white.
Yeah. So should we start with the boost side?
Sure.
Just to, I mean, it's quick and easy.
Sure.
So leave that at 10 o'clock, like they said. Let's boost it. You can go from that
Cool.
to a bit somewhere here's unison, I'd say.
It's a funny chord, isn't it?
So the little bit of gain you hear there is from the amp, not really that. That's just a clean boost.
From a playing point of view, it almost feels like compression
Okay. Well, it's,
without too much dirt.
well, let's try now the enhanced control. So let's turn the enhanced control all the way off with that boost on full. Maybe just strum a chord, like, because does it add a bit of gain?
It's more like a slight thickness thing.
Thickness thing, yeah. So would anywhere in particular you want it?
Just middle-ish, because it's fairly subtle, isn't it?
Yeah, it is quite subtle, yeah. Well, I think maybe you'll hear it more once you engage the drive as well. So should we, I mean, let's just leave it at that for now. Let's go with the drive section. So let's start off with the wall of sound off on the JTM45 setting, which is probably the lowest gain setting. Let's have everything at 12 o'clock to begin with anyway. And this is what it sounds like.
Go and go.
There's not much else you need to do. It sounds really good.
It's a cool mid-range to it with that single coil on the...
Actually sounded lovely with the gain down and just the volume maybe up a little bit. But everything else 12 o'clock. That sounded lovely before.
Like all the nice stuff.
Yeah. Isn't it when it's not there?
Yeah. You even split the difference with that boost just for that little extra poke.
Yeah.
And yeah, when we were setting up, I was just playing that cleanish.
Yeah, lovely sound.
Could be an always on.
Yeah, that absolutely, absolutely. Well, let's. I mean, we checked out sort of the higher gain. Let's go a little bit higher gain on that, and then go between the three different settings. mean, three very kind of distinctively different sounding. I think it would almost be cool having a switch where you can switch between them because, I mean...
I had the same idea, yeah.
Because they're quite distinctively different. So let's gun the gain, right?
Knock out.
Gun the gain, and let's go between the three, and then I'll start mucking around with the EQ a bit. Even with the Marshall thing, everything on full. They're fairly subtle EQs.
I'm happy they're straight up the middle.
Straight up the middle, actually. Sounds really good. It sounds the best. Now, let's find... so which one... you personally, out of the three, the 45, the Super Lead, and the Master Volume, which one is your favourite?
For this guitar, either the Super Lead or the 45.
I think the 45 sounded great with that.
Yeah,
the
sure.
Super Lead is a bit thinner, I found.
Oh, yeah?
So it's a bit fatter, the 45, a bit thinner Super Lead, and then it gets really fat with...
it's all compressed and...
sounds very compressed.
The other one. Yeah,
So should we find... let's find a sort of medium gain sound with the JTM 45. And then let's introduce this. Or actually, no, let's first introduce the wall of sound. It just adds a lot of girth.
Does.
And big and stuff. Should we quickly try? Same thing with the Tele. There'll be humbucker guitar and low tune guitar later on as well to check the timestamps. But just for some, Fender Aerodyne Special Telecaster, and there's a video for it up here. And it sounds unheat-seeked. It sounds suchly. So that same sound that Alex just had with the wall of sound turned off. That's CDCA.
OCDC.
OCDC.
Yeah.
So I maybe a little bit more bottom end would be. I like that switch with the Tele. I think that's.
That's good with the wall sound on and the was it Master Volume?
Oh yeah, the bottom. trying not to do copyright stuff with this.
Yeah.
Because they take videos down as it is. Yeah, that sounds good. I like that. I'm going to do something very un-me. Turn the gain in. It's almost all the way down. Great. It has a right sort of amount of compression too. It feels nice. But now gun me, man, gun me. That sounds pretty good, I reckon. Everything up. I like that.
Rock and roll.
Everything on full. Go, Les Paul it.
Yeah.
Lester. Everything on full? No, do everything on full.
Stuck to my lip.
That sounds rather
Oh,
good.
hello.
Pick change.
Yeah.
I don't think we've had that before. A pick change mid playing.
Take your pick, man.
Take your pick. So let's try low tunings because why not? This is my Squire J Mascis with a rather awesome tough set bridge and one of my favourite pickups, I think, at the moment, the Travis Bean style pickup in a Jazzmaster enclosure by Mad Love Pickups. I'm going to put up a playlist of both of those up here.
You Mr. Bean pickup.
My Mr. Bean, yeah, good old Travis. And this is in C standard tuning, just to see what it sounds like heat-seeked. So this is just a clean sound. Seek my heat, Alex. I reckon that especially for low tuning stuff, that's a good always on sound. And then you fuzz and whatnot up the front or in between. Because you can stick it in between. But maybe boost me. I like it as like a bass sound, like an always on kind of, especially for low tuning stuff. I like it.
Rock and rolling.
It's rolling and rocking both at once. Actually, let's quickly just try this on its own. That's a cool bass sound as well. I like. Shall we now, Alex?
Yo.
Should we now, instead of going into an amplifier, should we now go into a loader of IRs of some sort?
Yeah, right.
Let's. And we're back, and we now have this plugged into the 2 Notes Opus, and you can watch a video on the Opus up here. We're using it basically as a cab loader, dynamic IR cab loader.
Yeah.
With a Marshall 1960 angled cab style thing in there. And we're currently also using the power amp in this. So this has got an EL34. Yeah, and that's going direct out of this, direct into Logic.
That's it. So hear it as a little floorboard amp setup.
So this is what it sounds like, set up suchly through this.
So this is just cab and power amp, right? There's no preamp going on yet.
No preamp. There's a little bit of plate reverb, tiny little bit of plate reverb, and power amp and cab. Well, that's the power amp and cab.
Yeah, now it's...
Let's try it with the wall of sound thing on.
Blown out.
Goes big with the wall of sound,
And the
sound.
boost, yeah.
And the boost. So let's try the same thing with the Tele.
Okay.
It's the same sound that Angus had. That sounds great.
Groovy.
That sounds really good. Let's try just for shits and giggles. Let's quickly try because I personally preferred. Oh no, that's not there. I prefer the KD88s. You prefer the EL34s. Let's try KD88 in the PRM set. Okay, no.
You prefer that?
Yeah, 34s. Go for 34s.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whoa, that's with the Tele. That's cool. There's a lot there if you really hit it. I think that's good. I like that. I would use that. Strat, let's turn the EQ down a little bit.
Let's go that. You've just gone big. I might go low and crunchy like an always on thing. Like so.
Do you want a little bit more reverb?
Sure. Sold. I'll take 2.
I think the super lead with the Strat. There's something about the super lead.
Super.
Yeah, the middle position.
Super and ultra combo.
Should we just very quickly, just the same thing now, just with low tunings again, just to see what it sounds like. So this is Alex's sound, just in C standard. No, we're good with that. Maybe turn the gain down a bit. That's a lovely sound. So it was with on the rhythm circuit. So, all right. So Alex, finally, lastly, thoughts on the Heatseeker by Crazy Tube Circuit.
I see it as a Marshall-esque thing, not just a AC/DC-esque thing.
No.
Of course.
Yeah.
Because of the 3 voicings. The noise over there. I see it as a Marshall thing, not just a AC/DC thing with those voicings. Feel-wise, it's really good. It can be open and super airy with that 45 setting, or compressed and leady.
It gets more compressed and more gainy as you go down.
Right? Yeah. And so it depends
As in with the Switch,
how you want to feel under your fingers.
Yeah.
Because there's gain either way on all the things.
Yeah.
Feels good. Sounds good. Yeah, I dig it.
I like it. Yeah, I think it sounds great. I think it has. It definitely. I mean, I've never been a huge AC/DC guy, and we didn't really do much AC/DC kind of related stuff. But to me, it's just a good Marshall sound.
Yeah.
I think it sounds really good going into. I mean, this is the Opus. It's got preamp stuff in it as well, but that's all turned off. You can use a cab M,
Yeah.
or any of that, or any kind of AI loader kind of thing to go direct. If you wanted to do that sort of stuff,
Or just an overdrive pedal. Yeah.
I mean, you could also, and maybe let us know in the comments. You could technically run that maybe into a effects return on an amp.
Yeah, that's whole world
use
to
the-
explore, right?
To use a power amp and cabinet side, but bypass the preamp side. So if you want to see a video with that, let us know in the comments below.
That could be a whole thing, like shoot out a few different Marshall style things into a Fender amp return.
Amp return, yeah.
Because often Fender amps are backline amps,
yeah.
so they're
Yeah,
always kicking around
so that's
stages.
a possibility.
Yeah.
Having the loop, I mean, we didn't use it in the video, but I can definitely see
Chew Screamer. Boost.
stick anything you want in between there, or use them as two completely separate things that you can then run into a loop switcher, for example. I like it, and I mean, it's always Crazy Tube Circuit stuff, always good quality, always well built. I like it. I used the God, I can't think of what it's called now, but the one with the Sidekick.
Yeah.
Delay, reverb, or reverb delay and modulation.
Yes.
I use that on my acoustic board
Yeah.
at every gig I do, because it's got a great delay and reverb, and then you can chuck in a little bit of modulation every once in a while. So quality is good, and I'd say build quality wise is what I'm getting at is I use it a lot at gigs. So I've been using it for a couple of years now, and it's never skipped a beat. So I'd say quality wise that'll be the same. Good build quality, lovely people. That we've dealt with anyway. the angry, grumpy people don't deal with us for some reason, which is nice. But yeah, I like it. I think it's a good pedal. And if you're into Marshall sort of stuff, not necessarily just AC/DC, but any kind of Marshall stuff. Yeah, check it out. Not the super high gain 80s kind of modded kind of Marshall thing.
No.
The more vintage Marshall sounds. But yeah. Check it out.
Thanks for hanging. There's links below to socials and a podcast. And leave us a comment. Appreciate you hanging out and watching this far of the video. We'll see you all next time.
And I'm going to put a playlist with all the Crazy Tube Circuit stuff we've done here, and you should watch it.
See ya.